Did you know that we have channel memberships now? If you'd like to help support this channel, get some exclusive Kawabana emotes to use in the comments, as well as an exclusive badge by your name, click that join button now to find out more. Every bit of support really helps. Thanks guys. Hikiko-san, a champion of the bullied all over. A fearsome spirit you have nothing to fear from, unless you are the bully yourself. Well, mostly. If you happen to run across her while she's punishing a bully, she might also turn her attentions to you. But who is Hikiko-san? What is her story? And how can you potentially avoid her? Let's take a look. As the legend goes, a young elementary school student was walking home one rainy day when he saw a woman cross his path dragging something. He concentrated his attention on her and saw she was rather tall, had long hair, was wearing tattered white clothes, and was dragging a doll behind her. Yet as the boy looked closer, he realized that what he thought was a doll was another child around the same age as him. He let out a scream and the woman stopped, turning to look at him. The boy ran away as fast as he could. After school the next day, the boy told his friends what happened as it continued to rain. His friends laughed, but then the boy pointed to the schoolyard and said, "It was her!" As everyone looked outside, they saw the woman standing there, and they ran out of the room. They tried to escape the school, but stopped as they reached the shoe racks. The woman was already standing there, inside the school. She was tall, had long hair, and was wearing tattered white clothes. She was considerably taller than the shoe racks. The children panicked, running back the way they came, hiding wherever they could. In the cleaning closet, in the toilet, under the desks. Abnormally fast footsteps approached, then faded into the distance. The children sat frozen, their hands covering their mouths so as to not make a sound. A short while later, one of the children sensed she was gone and set out to find the others. Looking over those he found, he realized the boy who first saw the strange lady was gone. Then another child spoke up. "I saw her. That woman ran off with him, dragging him with incredible speed." The earliest recorded appearance of Hikiko-san on the internet is from July 2001. Her full name is Mori Hikiko. The kanji used in her first name represent a queen, princess, and child. There's a hidden pun in her name that English speakers are unlikely to pick up right away, but by reading her name in the traditional Western way, you end up with Hikiko Mori. Hikikomori is a term in Japanese for a social shut-in who refuses to leave their room, much like Hikiko in the legend. Hikiko is also another word for a jinrikisha puller, which plays into the dragging part of the legend. She's a ghost that attacks children, and is often described as rather tall with long black hair. And in life, she was considered a well-behaved, cute young woman. So how did she end up becoming an urban legend? According to some, Hikiko-san was well loved and often praised by her teachers at school. She was studious, listened well in class, and excelled on her tests. This led to jealousy, and as a result, the other students started to bully her. They didn't like how self-important her name seemed either. One day, another student tied up her hands and dragged her around the school, chanting, "Beloved Hikiko, I'm gonna drag you around." True to the student's word, Hikiko was roughly dragged around the school, her body becoming battered and bruised, and her face sustaining horrific injuries. After this, Hikiko-san started to avoid school, locking herself up in her room. Yet she also suffered abuse at home, as both her parents beat and dragged her in her own house. Yet she continued to refuse to go to school, and hid herself away from the world. Hikiko-san loved rainy days, however, and whenever the ugly frogs showed their faces on rainy days, she compared them to her own, forever disfigured from the bullying she'd undergone, and was able to feel slightly better about herself. It's interesting to note about this particular legend that there is no link from her origin story to how she became a vengeful ghost. There's never any mention of how Hikiko-san died. Did she commit suicide? Was she murdered? Did she die of malnutrition, neglect, abuse? It's never once mentioned, but at some point, she became a vengeful ghost with a taste for dragging children. Hikiko-san is said only to appear on rainy days. Because children have their umbrellas up to keep the rain out, it makes them less likely to see her disfigured face, which puts her at ease. But these children that do see her on rainy days become her next targets, and she will drag them around like she was in life. The legend states that the boy initially thinks Hikiko-san is dragging around a doll, but soon realizes it's another child. Hikiko-san will continue to drag the body of her victim until she finds a new one, leaving them in a considerably disfigured state, and thus easy to mistake for a doll, until such time. But supposing that you happen to run into Hikiko-san one day, how are you supposed to deal with her? Well, there are a few ways to escape her grasp, although not all of them are easy. First of all, she won't attack anyone who has the same name as her, nor will she attack children who are being bullied. This is because Hikiko-san has been there herself, and doesn't wish to inflict the same pain on others who already understand her suffering. But if your name isn't Hikiko, and you haven't been bullied, what should you do? Hikiko-san experienced a lot of trauma when she was dragged around the school by bullies. By yelling, "I'm gonna drag you," you can make that trauma fresh in her mind and use the chance to escape. Hikiko-san also can't stand the sight of her own disfigured face, so if you show her her reflection in the mirror, you can escape. So, always make sure to carry a mirror around to show unsightly ghosts their face. It might be your only way to survive. But what did you guys think of this one? Do you have any similar legends where you're from? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.